All right, let's get started. Ever felt like some people just love pushing your buttons, interrupting you, making passive-aggressive remarks, or treating your time like it's worthless? It's frustrating, isn't it? And yet, we're often told to smile and let it slide. But here's the thing. Respect isn't optional, and neither is standing up for yourself. In this video, I'm sharing 8 brutally honest, no-nonsense ways to handle disrespect without losing your cool or your self-respect. These strategies aren't just practical, they're empowering. From subtle but powerful techniques to assert your boundaries, to Stoic-inspired methods for staying calm under pressure, this is your guide to showing others exactly where the line is drawn. So, if you're ready to stop letting disrespect slide and take control of how people treat you, stick around. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment below about how Stoicism has helped you in your life. Let's get started. 1. Detach emotionally. When someone disrespects you, it's easy to take their words or actions personally. You might feel anger, hurt, or even a desire to retaliate. But the Stoics teach us that we don't have to let others control how we feel. Detaching emotionally doesn't mean ignoring the disrespect or pretending it didn't happen. Instead, it means choosing not to let it affect your inner peace. Imagine a co-worker undermines you in front of others. The emotional reaction might be to argue or lash out. But what if instead you stepped back mentally and saw their behavior as a reflection of their character, not yours? Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By detaching, you shift the power from them to yourself. You maintain your calm, and in doing so, you disarm their negativity. To practice this, remind yourself that their actions don't define your worth. Focus on staying true to your values, knowing that no one can take away your dignity unless you allow it. 2. Pause before reacting. Reacting immediately when disrespected often leads to regrettable outcomes. Whether it's a sharp comment, an angry outburst, or an impulsive decision, such reactions usually make things worse. The Stoics believed in creating a gap between stimulus and response, a moment to reflect. For example, imagine a friend makes a rude joke at your expense in a group setting. Your instinct might be to snap back and defend yourself. Instead, take a deep breath and pause. This momentary break allows you to choose a response that aligns with your principles. As Stoic says, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Pausing also gives you time to evaluate the situation. Was the remark intentionally disrespectful, or was it a misunderstanding? By responding thoughtfully, you protect your peace and demonstrate emotional intelligence. To master this, practice mindfulness daily, so pausing becomes second nature when challenges arise. Before we go further, if you enjoy enriching contents like this, please remember to click the subscribe button and ring that notification bell so that you won't miss our weekly sharing of wisdom for your personal growth. 3. Understand their perspective. When someone disrespects you, it's natural to feel defensive or hurt. But often, disrespect stems from the other person's struggles, insecurities, or misunderstandings. The Stoics emphasized understanding over judgment. Consider this scenario. A colleague dismisses your idea during a meeting. Instead of jumping to conclusions or assuming malicious intent, ask yourself, what could be influencing their behavior? Perhaps they're under stress, feeling inadequate, or simply unaware of how they came across. Marcus Aurelius advised, whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize? This reflection helps you approach the situation with empathy rather than anger. Understanding their perspective doesn't excuse their behavior, but it allows you to address the situation wisely. you could calmly discuss how their words affected you or choose to let it go, knowing their actions say more about them than you. Practicing this mindset fosters emotional resilience and prevents unnecessary conflict. 4. Focus on your values. When dealing with disrespect, the most powerful thing you can do is stay anchored in your values. The Stoics believed that true strength comes from within, not from external validation or approval. If someone belittles or criticizes you unfairly, resist the urge to prove them wrong. Instead, ask yourself, am I acting in accordance with my principles? For instance, imagine a family member frequently mocks your career choices. Instead of engaging in arguments, remind yourself why you chose this path and the values it reflects, such as independence, creativity, or passion. If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your judgment about it. And it is in your power to wipe out this judgment now. By focusing on your values, you reclaim control over your emotions and actions. You'll find that your self-respect grows stronger when you prioritize living with integrity over seeking approval from those who may never understand or appreciate you. 5. Choose your battles. Not every act of disrespect deserves your attention or energy. The Stoics taught that we should focus only on what is within our control and let go of what isn't. In life, people may say or do things that test your patience, but not every conflict is worth engaging in. For example, imagine a stranger rudely cutting in front of you in a line. Is it worth losing your peace over a momentary inconvenience? As Stoic philosopher said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Choosing your battles means being selective about where you invest your energy. If someone's actions don't significantly impact your well-being or values, consider letting it go. On the other hand, if the disrespect is persistent and damaging, such as a colleague undermining your efforts at work, it's worth addressing calmly and assertively. By being discerning, you preserve your emotional energy for what truly matters, rather than being consumed by trivial disputes. Remember, strength lies not in reacting to every slight, but in knowing when to act and when to walk away. 6. Set boundaries assertively. Respect starts with the boundaries you set. If you don't define your limits, others will push as far as they can. Let's say a friend constantly cancels plans last minute, leaving you feeling disrespected. Instead of letting it slide, have a direct yet calm conversation. I value our time together, but when plans are cancelled last minute, it makes me feel unimportant. Can we agree to communicate earlier in the future? Stoics believe in clarity and control. By calmly expressing what you expect, you create an environment where respect becomes non-negotiable. Setting boundaries isn't about being harsh. It's about valuing yourself enough to communicate what you will and won't tolerate. If someone continues to ignore your boundaries, it's a sign they don't respect you, and that's your cue to re-evaluate the relationship. Remember, boundaries are a way to teach others how to treat you, and enforcing them shows self-respect and inner strength. 7. Use humor. One of the most powerful tools in dealing with disrespect is humor. Now, you might be thinking, how can humor help when someone is being rude or inconsiderate? The key is to use humor to diffuse tension and disarm negativity without stooping to the level of the person who's disrespecting you. For example, let's say someone makes a sarcastic comment about your work during a meeting. Instead of snapping back, you could respond with a light-hearted joke like, "Well, I'll make sure to put that on my things I need to work on list." This doesn't show weakness, but instead it shows you can stay calm, confident, and in control of the situation. The Stoics taught that we should rise above external disturbances and remain grounded in our own values. Humor, when used appropriately, is a way to stay detached from the negativity of others while maintaining your peace of mind. It's a great way to assert that while you may laugh at the situation, you will not tolerate disrespect. This approach not only preserves your self-respect, but also sets a positive tone for others to follow. 8. Lead by example. One of the most effective ways to handle disrespect is to model the behavior you want to see. The Stoics believed that our actions should reflect our principles, regardless of how others treat us. Imagine dealing with a family member who often interrupts or dismisses your opinions during conversations. Instead of mirroring their behavior, practice active listening and respect when they speak. This not only reinforces your integrity, but also sets a powerful example. As Seneca wrote, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve." By showing respect, even in the face of disrespect, you demonstrate the kind of character that inspires others. Over time, people may start to mirror your composure and kindness as they see the strength it brings. Leading by example isn't about winning approval, but about staying true to your values. In doing so, you reclaim power over the situation and reinforce that your worth is not dictated by how others treat you, but by how you choose to respond. In a world where disrespect is inevitable, these 8 Stoic strategies empower you to maintain control, act with integrity, and stay unshaken. Remember, you can't control how others act, but you can always control how you respond. If you found these Stoic strategies helpful, hit the like button and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom to help you conquer life's challenges like a true Stoic.